Aloha Yatu. My name is Fuatai, and I just wanted to talk to you about why I'm still working at 70. I'm just not 100% sure how that happened. Um, it just kind of crept up on me. When I was about 60, I said to myself, okay, I'll maybe retire when I'm 67 or 65. So I was working at the time, so I just kept working. I didn't really think too much about it. And before I knew it, I was 70. And I was like, whoa, when did that happen? And a couple of years ago, I reconnected with my family again. I got invited to my niece's wedding, so I went along to that in New Zealand and reconnected with my family. Family members, especially my sisters, were asking me what I was doing. I said, well, I'm still working. And they were like, what, you're still working? And I said, yes. And they said, well, when are you going to stop? I said, I'm not. I actually like working. And I think for a whole year they were kept asking me whenever I rang them or whenever I kind of spoke with them, when are you going to finish working? And I said, I don't feel like it. I don't think I will. So yeah, I've just kept working throughout that whole time. I've had a break here and there, like when COVID happened, and I couldn't find a job for a whole year. I tried for a whole year, and I couldn't get a job throughout that whole period for 12 months. And then when COVID started to come back a bit, I scored a job in the city in WA, in WA, as an account manager with a finance company. So I was over the moon. So I went there and I started working there, and I was there for 2 years. I did my best to follow the protocols and the trainings that they put me through. And yeah, I stuck it out for 2 years, but then I ended up leaving that job because it was just very stressful. Yeah, I just found it too stressful in the end. There's a lot of pressure, and it was very stressful. And yeah, it was just, yeah, I just found it extremely stressful. So I decided to look for another job. So I already had the airport job lined up, but I wasn't 100% sure whether I really wanted it. So I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off until it came to the point where I couldn't stomach working at my accounts manager's job any longer. So I emailed them and I said, yeah, I'll take the job. But by then they had actually cancelled my application because I was taking so long. So what I did then at that point when they'd done that, I actually emailed them and said, I can't remember I emailed them, but anyway, I emailed them and I CC'd my union into it. And it was crazy because as soon as I did that, I got an email back saying, oh, if you can come to the interview and come to the orientation day and come to the interview in a week's time or so. So I said, okay, well, that's great. So anyway, I went along and I was with a group of maybe 20 people. It was a mixture of women and men, and I think I was the oldest one there. So anyway, I listened and I took everything in, and I liked it. And then I did my interview, and I thought, okay, here we go. He asked me a lot of different questions, and I think I answered them okay. Yeah, I was quite happy with that. But I was just still in the back of my mind. I thought, okay, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get this because of my age. And I think I was 68 at the time. So anyway, I did that, signed all the paperwork, and then, like everyone else, I left and I waited to hear back from them. And I think it was maybe a week later, I'm not sure, they emailed me and said, oh, if I could, I made it, okay, I passed the interview stage, and if I could attend the training on maybe in 2 weeks' time. Oh, that's right, I remember now. I had to actually do all this online training before I could actually start the training course. So they sent me all this stuff to do, and I was just like, oh my Lord, this is just crazy. I couldn't even understand this stuff. I mean, I've just worked as an account manager for 2 years where I was just constantly on the computers day in and day out. And I was on the phones day in and day out. And here they sent me a training course that I had to complete online, and I thought I couldn't even make sense of it. So anyway, I just did my best to try and understand it, and I did the webinars, which was even worse than the training course. Yeah, managed to get through that, and then I started the training course, and then I finished the training course and started working, and I was just like, whoa, I'm actually working again. So yeah, I worked there. That's how I got my job at the airport. And then I've been there for 2.5 years now to date, so it's been quite a good job. I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, apart from having to stand throughout the whole time during the shift. So yeah, that's the only downfall, but it's actually a really good job. It is a kind of physical job in some sense, in some parts of the job, but in other parts of the job it's a little bit more to do with customer service, and you're actually my display at the back has just fallen down, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, okay, I've been there nearly over 2.5 years now, so I'm hoping to retire at round about maybe 72. I have planned with my son that he will come to Perth from Townsville, and oops, my display sign is actually falling down again. So yeah, oops, and oops. I'm just gonna fix my sign up, so I'm just gonna cut my video short at this point. Well, I've fixed up my sign, or my display lover on the back here, I'll fix that up so I can now continue my video. I'm so sorry about that, but I'm sitting here and I'm looking up and I'm going, oops. Okay, so yeah, I've kind of just stuck it all together with sellotape, so that's why it's not steadfast. So anyway, I'm not 100% sure where I was when it happened and I had to stop, but anyway, like I said, my job at the airport is a very fun job. We have a little bit of downtime, and most of the time we're very busy. I'm a dedicated screener, which means that I also, apart from doing all the other parts of the job that are as part of my role, I also do a lot of screening as well, which means we screen all the bags when they come through security. Just make sure we're looking for bombs mainly, explosives and things like cable ties, sharps and stuff like that. Anything that can be used to make explosives out of. So that's my main role. So anyway, I work with a great group of people. I just really enjoy their company, and we have a lot of fun on the job as well. My supervisors are great. I get on well with them, and they're very strict, which of course is part of the job. And I always do my best to perform to the best of my ability, in spite of my age. So anyway, just recently I reconnected with my family, and they've now accepted that I'm still working. I've been to Niue 3 times in probably the last 12 months. Last year I went to Niue with about 9 other family members, and we did a big cleanup. This year I went with 2 of my sisters, and we did a cleanup as well. It's what we call hopupu, which means that you're pulling weeds and stuff like that. So because of the tropical weather, things like weeds, small bushes and banana trees and that kind of stuff grow really quickly. And just on the 5th my sister died, so I attended that as well. And we all returned back to our countries on the 13th of April. So yes, I've been on bereavement leave since then. I'm still grieving in a lot of ways. So yesterday today I failed to show up for my shift because I'm still grieving, and mentally I'm not capable of probably dealing with my job right now. So yeah, I went to the doctors today, got a medical certificate, and he's given me an extra day off to hopefully get mentally fit. So yeah, I'm taking that opportunity, and in the meantime I'm doing something new, which is creating videos. So yeah, it's something new for me. It's something different, and it keeps my mind off. The grieving process is just helping me get through that, and yeah. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good, in spite of the fact that now and again I still think about my sister, and yeah, it's so yeah, so I'm still going through that process at the moment. But anyway, I'd like to get back to the subject of why I'm still working. I think it, just like I said, it crept up on me. And I enjoy working. I love working. I love meeting people, learning new things, learning new skills, and yeah, it's just been really, really good. Also, I don't think I'm in a really good financial position to be retiring at this stage, because I was a late starter in life. I migrated from New Zealand to Australia in 2003, and I started working straight away, and ever since then I've been working ever since. I haven't stopped, and I think if I had been able to build and start a career at a very much younger age, I probably would have retired by now, because financially I would have been in a better position to actually be able to do that. But because I had a late start in life in terms of my in terms of my working career, it's been, yeah, my retirement has been set back a bit. So yeah, that's why I'm still working, apart from the fact that I do enjoy it. But yeah, I also didn't really have a plan as to where I wanted to retire. So a few years ago I started looking at wanting to retire in Thailand, Vietnam or Bali. I looked at a number of videos on YouTube and saw that a number of people, expats, had actually retired to those countries and were really happy. So I thought, well, that's a good idea, you know, because it's affordable. You can actually get something really, really good for affordable, and for the income, or maybe no income that I was going to have, or maybe just a pension at that stage, or my super. So yeah. And then I thought, okay, when I reconnected with my family, I thought, okay, maybe I could retire to Niue. So anyway, when I went back there last year, well, I started, apart from last year, and building up to last year, I was discussing it with my family as to where I could build, and we did have a bit of a discussion. Some of my sisters did make some recommendations, and I thought, okay, well, I'll keep those in mind when I'm over there with them last year in 2025. I had a look around, I put feelers out, I discussed it with some family members, mainly my sisters, and yeah, and I thought, okay, this feels good, this may be a good option. So at that point, okay, I thought, okay, I'll keep thinking about retiring in Niue at this point, see how far I go with it, and discuss it more with family members. And this year I was there with my two sisters, and I went up to the Justice Department and obtained a file on some land that apparently belonged to my uncle, and then was inherited by my cousin, his son. So I've looked at that, and I've had a number of discussions with my sisters about it, but there's still a lot of contentious issues with it, in terms of, because some of the records are quite old, some of the information on the documentation in the files are very contentious, so it needs to be clarified with the Justice Department and with family members, and also I still need to do a bit more research on it, and also I need to probably talk to another relative that's actually the Leveki. So yeah, there's still a lot of those issues I've got to work through, and because at the moment there is still a lot of contentious issues regarding our homestead, the houses on there. So those are still in discussion with family members. So that's actually delaying the retirement process for me, because I still don't have anything concrete to go on in terms of building something for myself to retire in. and I'm now, after this last trip to Niue with my family when my sister passed away, I'm now come back with going back to the idea of maybe retiring to Thailand, Vietnam or Bali at this point, because it's just becoming very difficult to actually work through the contentious issues regarding the land in Niue and building. I mean, yeah, so I'm actually gonna look at probably going to Thailand, Vietnam or Bali as a destination location for a retirement plan. So yeah, that's what's happening at the moment. So I'm still in the stages of deciding where I want to retire and how I'm going to do it. I think I know how much it's going to cost me. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm still continuing to build my retirement fund at this point. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment. So that's why I haven't retired. So I'm gonna end this video now because it's now. So I'd just like to say thank you for listening to my video and listening to me in terms of what I've got, what I'm thinking at this present moment, and what I'm hoping to do with not being retired, and I'm still working at the age of 70. I'll be 71 this year, so I need to actually get things moving, get things put in place, and have some kind of future ahead of me in terms of implementing what I want to do, in terms of having some kind of plan ready for me to retire to, because I would like to retire somewhere close in the future. Yeah, very close in the future. I don't want to keep working for too much longer, because as much as I enjoy working, I still like to have some free time to myself so I can retire and enjoy my final years. So yeah, I'm going to end my video, and I'd just like to say thank you for listening, and please subscribe to my channel.